you feel like you and the team are ready for round one after your final hit out yesterday?
Yeah, I think our pre-season's been pretty sound, and you know, our effort through the NAB Cup games probably reflects what we've been able to practice and you know, deliver on from the back end of last year. So, you know, we've got 2 weeks now of training and further preparation to prepare ourselves for a big round one. So, yeah, I think we're in as good a shape as we'd like.
You mentioned effort there. I think Ross did question some of the players' efforts the previous game. Was that a concerted effort to try and lift the tempo yesterday?
Well, I think pre-game Ross was really clear with what was expected. We didn't talk too much about mechanics. We were more about the you know, play your role and deliver effort, and just that the concept of giving 100% for the entire game, regardless of who you're playing. So, and I think we were able to get back to that yesterday across the board.
Is there a sense of anticipation going into the season with a fit midfield? Probably first time since your first year.
Yeah, and I think our list is in pretty good shape. I mean, we'll probably only have 1 or 2 blokes unavailable for round one at this stage, and it's a far cry probably from where we've been in the past, and we've been able to get some really good minutes into players through the pre-season. Dave Mundy and Nath Fife have been able to play the last 2.5 games, you know, uninterrupted, and the minutes are in their legs, the AFL minutes. So really pleasing from that aspect. And yeah, I think the midfield has had a really good summer together, growing with Brett Kirk and Mark Stone as our midfield mentors, and you know, we're in a really good position, but no bigger test for us in a couple of weeks' time with a really good, you know, one of the premier midfields in the comp in West Coast.
The new father became, of course, Matt Pavlich, 3 goals yesterday. Now focusing solely on footy, I gather, because it was a good performance yesterday. I
think Harper Rose takes a little bit of precedence in his life still, but he had a really good hit out yesterday, and he's one of those players. I think, you know, his record speaks for itself, and that no one will really question that one game will be too little. He's the ultimate professional, and has been able to conduct himself in a great manner through training and you know, his rehab, and to come out yesterday. Probably could have played the week before, but obviously had the baby, which was fantastic. But to get the game into him yesterday was fantastic, and it doesn't look like he's missed too much of a beat. So he was moving really well, and all reports pulled up really well, and his bedside vigil today as well. So happy to have Pab back out there.
What pleased Ross most about the game?
I think it was just we went back to, as I mentioned before, giving great effort, and that 100% effort, 100% of the time, regardless of the scoreboard. We made a real concerted effort to take the scoreboard out of the game and play minute by minute, contest by contest. So I think he was really happy with that, and to tick that off, and you know, we move forward now and look what's coming ahead of us instead of what's behind us.
It is a significant step up, isn't it? They had 4 guys who played 35 games yesterday, and you step in against one of the, well, a fellow, I guess, premiership fancy in 2 weeks' time in a game that's always played at a finals tempo.
Yeah, I think round ones are always, from my experience, just that little added tempo if you can get it in an AFL level, but and to add a derby into the mix is really exciting for the Fremantle Footy Club, as well as the West Coast Footy Club and the state in general. I mean, there's a real buzz about it, and the build-up's going to be gradual. We've got 2 weeks to really look forward to it, and I think we're in really good stead. I mean, you mentioned the Bulldogs yesterday. They were really inexperienced, but they came out and gave it a great shot, and they've got a lot of talented players. So to practice, we can only practice it against what's put out, and you know, the Bulldogs are a pretty exciting prospect in years to come. So we aren't really too concerned with, you know, that hit out yesterday from what they were able to offer up.
Mickey, do you welcome a first-round Western Derby, or would you like to have eased into the season rather than have that intensity in round one?
Oh, there's no easing into the season at all. It doesn't really bother us too much who we play. We want to focus on what we can control and play the football we want want to play, and I keep harping on the effort. And it doesn't matter if we're playing, you know, West Coast or whoever it is. It's an AFL game, and it doesn't matter if it's round 1 or round 6 or NAB Cup round 3. We just want to play the way, you know, Ross wants us to play, and our coaching staff have really harped on that over the last 18 months, and I think we're starting to see some results of that.
Michael, is it accurate to say that this is the first season since 2010 that you've gone into without having to worry about how your leg's going?
Absolutely, yeah. Last year I was monitored after Christmas a lot, and was really struggling probably to get consistent continuity in training in, and I've just been really blessed probably the last mid last year, so 9 months, to be able to have real continuity in training, be able to train twice a week and play on the weekend without too much concerns about how I was going to pull up. And yeah, I'm in a really good headspace at the moment with my physical well-being, so really excited from a personal note, but I think across the board we're really excited with the health of our list and you know, the position we've got ourselves into over the summer.
One thing we did see yesterday was Zach Clark seemed to play a more dominant role in the ruck than possibly we've seen him before. What sort of excitement does that offer the group? Yeah,
he's done a fantastic pre-season, mainly as a forward, with a little bit of pinch hitting through the middle. But yeah, to have him in there for probably more minutes than he's played in the ruck yesterday than he has in the other NAB games is really exciting, because he's just a really good athlete and brings a bit of spark and a bit of you know, a little bit of a dynamic feature in there with his leap and his agility around the ball. So yeah, that was another positive step forward for Zach yesterday, except for his kick for goal, which came off, I think, his thigh after he just took a big hang. So no, he's going well, Zach.
Is competition for spots as hot as you've seen it in your time at Fremantle?
I think so, and I think that's really a really healthy thing for the list. I mean, we could have any number of players pulling on the jumper for round 1 at this stage, and you know, Ross and the match committee are going to have a really hard job digesting the side, and I think that's the way they'd really want it, because the harder it is to select the team, the more competitive and the more hunger I think across the board we'll have.
2 weeks left. You're glad to see them back at pre-season?
I don't mind the pre-season. I really enjoy the fitness side of it, and starting to get back into games is fantastic. So, but you know, the real stuff will start in a couple of weeks, and you know, it's a real buzz around the club. And as I mentioned before, a derby for round 1 is really exciting for the town. So I think big build up, and yeah, can't wait for it really. But we'll just focus on what we can control, and that's our next session, and you know, preparing ourselves as best as possible.